Hello folks, afternoon. It's Friday. It's very exciting. It's the end of a week. Let's just refresh this page so I can get you guys up. How are you? How's your week been? What are you looking forward to doing at the weekend? All that jazz. Let me just pop you in there. There we go. Yeah, let me know. What have you been up to this week? What have you been proud to accomplish this week? I think for me it was probably, I've been quite proud to accomplish a lot of keeping a lot of secrets from Ed for his birthday, so that's been quite successful. We had a lovely day yesterday, lots of cake eaten, as you can imagine. We also have, what else did we do? Lots of things. It was really lovely. We've got a quiz and a movie night tonight, which will be really nice. What else have I got? Oh my god, I might order a roast dinner from somewhere on Sunday. I'm not quite sure where. So if anyone's ordered roast dinners from anywhere locally or any local restaurants or anything, please pop your recommendations below. In Tunbridge Wells, preferably. That would be very good. What else? Oh, I've also got Winter Lanterns workshops tomorrow. So we're doing like a brainstorming session because come February, we're going to have a different theme every week for you to light up your window or garden, front door, car, whatever you like, just to bring a little bit of light and a little bit of joy in for February, particularly when it's a bit dark and dank. Yeah, it's a little bit grimy, isn't it? So that's what we're going to do. So we've got that tomorrow. I've also got a vision board workshop tomorrow, which is very exciting. So I've got that tomorrow evening, tomorrow at 7, I think. So if anyone fancies making a vision board, they're bored tomorrow, haven't got anything to do, do let us know and I will give you the details for our workshop, which is going to be very exciting. What else? Oh, Matilda did cross-hatching shading in art at school today. How cool is that? Awesome, Matilda. Do love a bit of cross-hatching. All sorts of shading actually can be quite nice. Excellent. Oh, you might be able to practice it on the drawing that we're going to do today. Excellent stuff. What else? Oh, I also today I have postponed all of the Arty Farty workshops pretty much from that were booked in for January or the rest of January and February. So that was a bit rubbish. Postponing them all to sort of the end of March and April, but it might mean that I actually have more time for you guys and more time to be able to maybe do my own artwork, which would be lovely. So hopefully you guys have got pencil, paper and rubber. I'm going to start off with a pencil, but then I am going to use a fine liner again, just so that you can see really clearly on the paper what I'm doing, because the light that I've got in here I think shines down a little bit bright for pencil to be able to show up. So pencils for you guys. If you've got a softer pencil, do use that so you can then smudge it slightly for a little bit of shading. Or, as Matilda learnt today, you could do crosshatch shading, which I might do some actually. We're going to draw a frog today. So that's today's challenge. So the first thing that I'm going to do is draw really, really lightly with pencil. So this is one of the kind of biggest mistakes that I see people make when they're worried about their drawing and they're worried about not getting it right. For some reason, our brain then tells us to press really, really hard in our pencil. And when you don't draw the line that perhaps you want, it's then really hard to rub out the original line. So we're going to draw really, really lightly first off. So I'm just going to actually use a normal HB pencil for this, just so that I can show you. I will be lifting my piece of paper up just for this bit so that you can see a little bit better. But we're going to roughly draw out the shape of our frog, okay, using just ovals, circles, shapes like that. So I'm going to drop you guys down so that you can have a look. There we go. So hopefully you guys can see that. I'm going to work landscape because we're going to draw most of the frog up here. And then we're going to extend one of the legs down the page, I think. So that's what we're going to do. So the very first thing that I'm going to do is draw a line about halfway across the page. And again, I'm drawing this really lightly in pencil. So I've just drawn a line halfway across the page, really lightly in pencil, so that then once you come to get the line that you want, we can draw that over the top. So the first thing that I'm going to draw is a kind of oval. Now, one of the reasons that frogs seem to come up a lot in my life, we used to have a lot of frogs down at the pond in my family's garden, and I had an aunt that was obsessed. Well, I have an aunt. Sorry, I had an aunt makes it sound like she died. She hasn't. I have an aunt who was obsessed by frogs for quite some time. I also had a friend who was quite obsessed by frogs. Right, so I've drawn two oval shapes there, as you can see. So this one's sitting on the line that we've drawn across, and then there's one and two slightly overlapping. Okay, so this is going to be his head kind of looking up there. All right, and then I'm going to just draw in just the start of the leg, really. And again, these are going to kind of be overlapping. And these are more kind of sausage shapes. So I've got one in there, and then one bit of a fatter one in there. There we go. So can you see that? So we've got one big oval for his body, one for his head, and then one each for his legs. And this one's going to continue down here. Okay. Now I'm going to switch to my fine liner just so that you guys can see very clearly what I'm doing because of the light in here. But you stick with your pencil. Okay. So I'm going to draw a little bit of a flatter nose for him. And then I'm going to draw, going back, his head just slightly to there. And then we're going to draw a little oval in for his eye. And then this line is going to come all the way down here. And it's just going to stop there. So you can see that I've kind of joined those two ovals together. Okay. And then this oval, for the rest of his head here, I'm going to bring in just very slightly so that we see he has some kind of neck. And then I'm going to stop there because I'm going to put the arm in. So hopefully you guys can see there. So I've just stopped there just so that I can put that arm in. Now we want to make sure he's got another eye. So I'm going to draw another little semicircle just over there. And I'm going to put just a tiny little nostril in there as well. There we go. And you can, especially with your pencil, put just a light little semicircle around his nostril. Hopefully you can see that. It's not very good at focusing close up. And the eye. So the eye is going to kind of follow this shape. And then what we're going to do is just put a little circle in there that we're going to keep white. Now, if you're using a pencil with this bit, you can get it really dark by that circle and then kind of smudge it out towards the edge so it's not that dark. I'm going to black all that bit in for his eye just because I'm using the fine liner. But can you see we've just got that little circle that we've left in the eye, which just shows that it's really glossy and it makes it look like the light's shining off of it. That's all that does. Right, so we're going to have another little arm coming out here. So we're just going to draw, I'm just going to draw two slightly curved lines in there. And then I can finish off the rest of the line of his body just to where his leg comes in. So I'm going to draw in that there. There we go. Okay, so his hand, frogs' hands are great. So they've got 4 bits that come out, and obviously they've got the webbed bit in between. But what we want to do is draw the kind of fingers out and then round. They have a nice big round pad on the end. And the reason for that is so that they can hold on very, very tightly to, or I might make that come out there we go, walls or wherever they're climbing. There we go. So can you see? So it looks a little bit weird at the moment, look like alien hands. And then we're just going to line those up together. There we go. So we're just going to web them. All right. Now the other hand that's going to be on here, we're going to draw as if it's pressed flat onto the wall, so we can only see the side of it. Okay. So in order to do that, again, we're just going to draw 2 curved lines. This time coming out to there. And then we're going to draw the underneath of the hand, resting. And then the little round bit just for that first finger. Like so. Okay. And then we're going to draw the next finger to make it look like that's coming out the front as well. There we go. One hand resting. Okay, so then it comes to the legs. So with this leg, we're going to follow the semicircle that we've drawn, and then we're just going to come out slightly, bring it out so that it looks like it's all bent up behind him. So we've followed that semicircle and brought it out a bit further and back in again towards his bottom. And then we followed the line of the circle that we've drawn, the oval that we've drawn from here. So we've left a gap there so it looks like they're joined down to there. All right, so that looks like his back leg's all kind of folded up. Okay, so then his front leg that we want kind of coming down, we want to make it look like it's joined, so we're not going to draw the whole oval shape, but we are going to use it as a bit of a guide. So one upper leg, and then the lower leg is very much like a human's leg, which does look a little bit weird. And then we're going to do the same thing that we did with his hand up here, but with his foot. So we're going to put one there, and then another. Don't forget to put the round bits on. And then we go back into there. So it looks like he's got a heel, just like a human. So this looks very much like a human leg there. And then we're going to join these together, make them into webbed feet. There we go. And then all that's left to do is to go over the line to show the wall that he's sitting on. And then if you want to, it's entirely up to you. I think I'm going to put one on. I'm going to put a little crown on. Just to show that he is a Froggie prince on top of him. There we go. Princess and the Frog. All right. So there you have it, your finished frog. Now where you've got all the pencil lines for where you marked out those initial ovals, you can just use a rubber and just literally rub them out. Now if you want to put shading in, I know Matilda was talking about cross-hatching shading. If you've used a really soft pencil, you can just flick the shading into it, so you can really just smooth it out, rub it in, smudge it in, so you get a nice bit of shading. But if you wanted to use something like cross-hatching, you could also use that as well. You've just got to decide where the light's coming from. More often than not, frogs and toads like to bask in the light, don't they, the sunshine. So the sun's pretty much going to be coming from on top. So your cross-hatching shading and things going to be like underneath the belly. Just put a couple of bit cross-hatching there. I'm going to hold this up for anyone that doesn't know what cross-hatching is. It's that. It's literally vertical and horizontal lines going over the top of each other. And the more they are, the darker that particular bit will seem. The less there are, the lighter. So that's how you get a kind of gradient with it. And then we're going to go along here. Typically, with cross hatching, the lines will follow the curvature of the body that you're drawing on, or object, or whatever it is you're drawing it on. Let's put some cross hatching under here as well. There we go. And maybe a little bit under the chin. It's quite shaded there. There we go. And maybe a little bit under here as well. And of course, if you're using a pencil, you can also smudge, after you've done some cross hatching, you can also smudge it slightly as well, so that you've then got a really nice gradient going on. It doesn't look so harsh as perhaps the cross hatching that I'm doing looks, because it's done in fine liner. There you have it. I think that's pretty much it. Oh, I've just put a little bit more in his webbed feet. Is he done? I think he's done. Little here. One finished crown Froggie prince. There you have it. So I will photograph him so that he's a bit easier to copy and stick him in the comments for you. But do let me have a photograph of yours as well. Pop it in the comments. Tell me whether you found it hard, easy, what have you. Let me know. Next week, we'll be doing watercolour painting. So I will put a post out tomorrow just reminding everyone as well. So you'll need watercolour paints, preferably watercolour paper, but don't worry if you don't have any, it's fine. Brushes and a jar of water. So that's what you will need for Monday at 1 PM. I think that's it. I hope you all have a fabulous, fabulous weekend. Don't forget to post the pictures of your drawings, even if you're watching this later on or at some point over the weekend. I'd still love to see them. Thank you very, very much for joining me. If anyone would like to donate to Arty Farty Retreat, I'll pop that link below as well. If you can't afford to donate, just share the post, or share your artwork, even better, and say, I've been doing these with Arty Farty Retreat. Every little helps a small business like myself, especially at the moment. Thank you so much. Have a good weekend. Happy Friday. See you soon.